Richard says, Dacob, I wanted to ask you, how can I get a pre-order of a Chanel bag from Spring Summer 22? Tricky. Tricky. You need to know a sales associate at Chanel. They have to trust that you will pay it. Now, it's not technically, so it's not binding. And they say that, you know. So even if they order something for you, you're not obliged to buy it. But if you don't buy it and then you want to order something again, they're going to say they can't. So you're not obliged to buy what you pre-ordered, but you should think it through, because they don't, you know, because otherwise they're going to sit on that product that they ordered just for you, and maybe it's not that a popular product, and then they're going to be like, oh darn, we busted our budget on ordering stuff for people that are not picking it up. So you got to be sure that you want to really pick it up. Of course, they're not going to hold it against you if you come to pick it up and you see that the product is flawed. Obviously, they'll understand that that's on them. The time to order stuff is now, Richard, because they are already, I think you have just like less than a week time after the show. You have less than a week time to actually, because the store managers place the orders around a week or less after the show is showed. They place the orders. So you have to tell the sales associate what you want, and they order it for you. How to go about this? You should go to a sales associate you've bought. Yes, Richard. You should go to a sales associate you've bought from before, somebody who knows you, and you tell them, hey, I really want this piece. Can you please pre-order it for me? How is it, you know, is it possible? Is it doable? I don't know with the Brexit situation how their budgeting is made, because technically what happens is they should have a separate budget for stuff like this. They have their budget for the store, what they have to buy, and then they also always have a little bit of wiggle room. From boutique to boutique, it's different, but they have wiggle room for pre-orders, and they will do it. They will do it. You just have to be very specific what you want, and you got to tell them, hey, I really want this. It's easier for them to pre-order apparel, but my sales associates said they do it also for bags. Let me just double check, because I actually wrote my sales associate about a pre-order. Oh, she answered. Great, we can do this live. Hold on. Let me just read it first. I don't want to read something out loud that maybe I'm not allowed to read. Oh, okay. So for example, Richard, good that you asked it. Thank you so much for asking, Richard, because you see, everything is holistic. Everything happens for a reason, because right after, this is how I do it, you guys. I have my sales associate who I'm in contact with through this magical machine. This is my Chanel portal. I call this the Chanel and the Louis portal, because I basically, most of the money spent is for Chanel and Louis. Chanel perfumes, bags, clothing, and then now Louis. So I have my sales associates, wonderful, wonderful people. And what I did was, okay, so the show was on Wednesday. No, Tuesday. When was the show? Was it on Tuesday? I think it was on Tuesday. So yeah, it was on Tuesday. So I wrote my sales associate right after the show. I said, hey dear, how's it going? And then I said, I bet you know why I'm writing. Everybody's writing for the same stuff. You know, all the Chanel bitches want their stuff. So I say, hey, the show just happened, but I'm always kind. And I said, I know that you're probably getting way too many requests. So please don't stress. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. I would like. And then I was very specific about it. I said, I want look, and then the number. Go on the website. Every look has a number. You make it as easy as possible to the sales associate. You say, I want look 3 and look 5. From look 3, I want this. From look 5, I want this. Can you get it for me? Thank you. Bye. And that's what I said. I sent her a list of 3 things, the number of the looks. Please let me know. And now she answered today. So it took her 5 days to answer. Right, I wrote on Tuesday, so Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. Okay, it took her 4 days, 3.5 days to answer. And she says, hi, Dacob. I'm going to look at all of this next week because this week we had our inventory, our year inventory, which takes up all of their time. So she said, and it's so sweet of her to explain this to me. She didn't have to. And she said, hey, we had our inventory, and I had to prepare for all of that. It takes a lot of time. So I will have a free head and free time from next Tuesday. And that's when I'm going to take care of all of this. Thank you so much. You see, done. So Tuesday, and I didn't bother her. I wrote her on Tuesday. I've been checking every day if she read my message. She didn't. And I was like, be patient, Dacob. It's okay. I know she's going to get back to me when I didn't pull a purse on fleek on her. Okay. I didn't poke. I wrote one message, very clear list of things I wanted. Now, 4 days later, she answers, say, sorry, super busy. I'll get to it on Tuesday. I shall not bother her until she Tuesday or Wednesday writes me again and says, hey, I checked into it, this or this or this. So she knows I'm not bothering her. And that also helps her deal with me better because I'm not a stressful person that way. So she knows that she can take her time. She knows time is ticking because they have to place their orders before the deadline for spring summer 22. So she's dealing with it. What I suggest you do, Richard, is go to your sales. Well, you could, do I message them on WhatsApp? You can. If you have their not private number, business number, don't write them on a Sunday. Don't write them in the middle of the night. You write it because you know why I'm telling you this? You might think they'll read it when they're working. But some sales associates, when the thing beeps for them, they check it, even if they're at home at 10 p.m. because they have their work phone with them. Don't bother them after closing hours. You can't know the days your sales associate works. Not all of them work 6 days a week, obviously. So there's nothing wrong if you text message them Tuesday at 2 p.m. and Tuesday is their free day. You can't know that. That's fine. Just don't message them at 10 p.m., at 9 p.m., 8, I do this. I always message between 10 a.m., latest 6 p.m. I don't go after that. That's my time. That's when I write them a message and then they answer when they answer. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't message them now in the middle of the night in the UK. Don't message them on a Sunday. Wait until, if you're going to do WhatsApp, do it on Monday, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Say, hey, sweetie, thank you so, I would like to order the blah, 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 blah. That's how I would do it. Because even if they don't check their phone at 2 a.m. in the morning, they're going to see the next day when they do check, when they go back to work and they check their messages, they're going to be like, what the? This dude texted me at 2 a.m. Girl, what's wrong? You know what I mean? So yes, people do judge, obviously. So we got to, that's important. And Lara V says, letting a sales associate in Chanel know you want something is somewhat binding, which sucks because you can't know what the items look like in real life. No, Lara, I gotta debunk that. As I said before, well, depends, Lara, because what we're talking about here is pre-ordering something that the boutique hasn't even ordered yet. And there's so I'm not talking about now that the fall winter 2021 collection is hitting stores. You might want something and then you ask your sales associate, could you get me that? And then they have to figure out if their boutique doesn't have it, from which other boutique to get it. That's one issue that, yes, is a little bit more complicated because they go through more hoops to get you something delivered from another boutique because you're taking stock away from another boutique. And that is a bit more tricky if you then end up, when they order the bag, shift it to their stock from another boutique, and then you're like, changed my mind. That's not good. No bueno, because they're not going to end up wanting to order anything for you. It's a different issue if now we've seen the fashion show for spring summer 22 and you say, can you please pre-order something for me? In this case, that boutique does not have to take stock from another boutique. No. In that case, the boutique is actually telling the factory, produce this piece for my client. So they are thinking ahead, they're planning and budgeting ahead, and they are budgeting you within their buying for the store. That is not binding. Once 6 months have passed and the collection finally arrives to the boutique, they call you or write you and say, hey, your piece has arrived. You go in, you check out the piece, and you see, are there flaws? Is the thing produced properly? Does it, clothing-wise, does it fit correctly? You have the right to say, sorry, this just doesn't fit, you guys. Or sorry, but the stitching is completely bad. Or sorry, the leather is scratched. Obviously, they are like, oh, okay, well, sure, we understand. It's not binding. When I ordered my vest, pre-ordered my vest from the Métier d'Art collection, which I love that collection so much, the Chateau de Dames. So I ordered it 6 months. I saw the fashion show. I wrote my sales associate, I want that vest. Can you please pre-order it? She says, sure, we can do it. She told me the price already. She already knew what the price would be. So I had time to budget. I had time 6 months to plan, to get the funds. And then 6 months later, they wrote me to say, hey, your vest is here. I went to the boutique. I'm a very, very, very correct person. I don't pre-order something if I'm not 1,000% sure I want it. And I would feel completely embarrassed if I pre-ordered it and then it arrives and then I'm like, I don't want it anymore. I would buy it even if it wouldn't fit. Because that's just how I am. I have this sense of obligation towards something. But the funny thing is this, when the piece arrived and I went to the boutique to try it on, they asked me if I still want it. It's not that they pushed me to buy it. They were very clear, like, hey, you don't need to buy it. You're not obliged to buy it. And I said, no, you guys, if I order something, I buy it. And they were so kind. They said, thank you so much, Dacob. You know how many people actually order and then they kind of just change their mind. But these are usually customers that drop a pretty penny and they're kind of spoiled rotten too. So like if they drop $100,000 every season, and of course then they pre-order half a collection and then they go like, no, yes, no. They're still going to spend a lot of money. They're just not going to buy the 10 pieces they pre-ordered. They're going to buy another 10 pieces. But for small fish, for Chanel standards like us, who buy 1-2 pieces now and then, for them to pre-order something just for you and then you end up not buying it, for them it's a bigger loss long term. Because if they had 20 people who pre-order and all 20 people who are smaller fish, meaning buying 1-2 pieces a year instead of buying 30 pieces a year, if then the 20 people that pre-order something ultimately don't pick it up 6 months later, that's a problem for the boutique because they got to sell those pieces. They're sitting on them. So you have to be very, very sure what you want. So in a way, legally, you're not obliged to buy it after you've pre-ordered it, but you can't pull the, I pre-order it and then I don't want to pick it up for more than once or twice because they're going to stop telling you that you can pre-order. Solane says, my sales associate will answer anytime. Makes me feel so bad. I tell her not to answer on her personal time, but she won't listen. So I have to refrain from messaging her. Exactly, Leanne Carter. Leanne. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Leanne. Lean? I'm trying to figure out Liene. Leanne. Maybe Leanne. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. I'm trying. I'm just on Leanne. That's why I'm saying you set the boundaries for them if they are too kind, and just let people use them. So you set the boundary for yourself and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna message my sales associate, another hair. I'm not gonna message my sales associate outside of working hours. And that way, at least your moral slate is clean. If they decide to write you back at 10 at night, that's on them. But you know that you wrote them before the store closed. Victoria says, be respectful of business hours. Yes. I will try. I don't have a super close relationship, says Richard, with a specific sales associate, so I think it will be tough. The guy in Chanel today told me I needed to have a large spending history with a sales associate for them to do a pre-order. You see, this is what they tell you. This is just my speculation. They're telling you this because they're suspecting that you might not follow through with paying what you order. So it's their way of saying, we're not sure we can trust you to actually buy what you pre-order. Because obviously nobody's going to tell you to your face, we don't know you well enough. You know, it's their way of saying, we need to know you better to do something like this. I think that's the issue, because they have a budget set in place also for pre-orders. They just got to trust you that you will actually really buy the piece. You're right, it depends on the situation. I think maybe in a situation where it's not binding, it feels like you have an obligation, because otherwise they won't view you seriously. And it's not even that they won't view you seriously. You guys, it's not all about us. It's also about the complications that they go through, because they have budgets. And the company sets budgets for them. So if they burn their budgets on pre-orders that don't get picked up, they're not going to make money. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful in terms of letting you know if you can and how to potentially pre-order from a Chanel boutique from your sales associate, or getting to know a sales associate who you can ask to do so. If it was helpful, thumb up this video and let me know what your experiences are in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.